Hello, hello, hello. I know it's been a little while. I've been out of town, out of the state actually, and I want to just welcome you to Highlighting and Contouring with Mary Kay. I am in a hotel room, in case you didn't notice, in Oklahoma of all places. I am visiting colleges with my daughter since she's a senior in high school, and we've been traveling the Midwest. So as you come on, say hi, let me know you're joining me. This is going to be really quick, a really quick tutorial on highlighting and contouring. I don't have all my highlighting and contouring products with me. However, I'm going to give you a couple quick tips, okay? So I do have my Perfect palette with me, and in my Perfect palette, I normally have my highlight and contour, but I wanted to have two different looks with me, and so I just brought a blush and a highlighter instead of a blush and a highlighter, and I didn't bring my contour. However, this hazelnut you can use as a contour if you're a fair-skinned like me, although summer's coming, so I'm not going to be quite as fair-skinned. And then you can also use eyeshadows, in case you didn't know. Certain eyeshadows you can, like Candlelight. This is rose gold. If you have darker skin tone, rose gold can be a highlighter. But Candlelight is a great highlighter. Even the Blossom and Biscotti can be highlighters. But I do have our lighter of the two highlighters with me called Glazed. So Honey Glow is the one for darker skin. And I also have our highlight and contour sticks. The Mary Kay at Play highlight and contour sticks I do have with me. And I also have a perfecting concealer. So you can use that for a little bit of highlighting and brightening too. Because remember, contouring is to make sort of hollows in your cheeks, or darker areas are going to make things look more recessed and smaller. And highlighting is going to highlight in terms of making it more prominent, right? Making something come out a little bit more. And contouring is going to make it sink in a little bit more, like that. So I'm going to use a couple different brushes for that as well. And even our Perfect palette brush, our Perfect palette powder brush is, I think, a great tool to use with the powder. And you can just kind of get like smaller areas like the sides of your nose and tip of your nose. And even for blending like under here with some of the powders. You can also use our pressed powders, our mineral pressed powders to highlight and contour. You can also use our mineral powder foundations as highlights and contours, depending on what your skin tone is. You can go a couple shades lighter for a highlight and a couple shades darker for your contour. And another really great one is our Endless Performance Cream to Powder foundations work really, really well for highlighting and contouring, but you have to be a little bit more knowledgeable about highlighting and contouring to use those, because they are creams. With the powders, it's much easier to blend and brush away. So some areas of your face that you might want to think about are, for highlighting, you're going to want to do like anywhere the sun would hit. So the top of your nose, but not the tip of your nose, because you don't want to look like Rudolph. But the from the center of your pupil to the outer corner of your eye, but not like right underneath, like here on the top of your cheekbone, from the center of your eye to the outer corner of your eyebrow. You can do a little bit on your temples and a little bit up in here. But you don't want to do the center of your forehead, because you just look like shiny. You don't really want that, right? So we're not going to do that. And so we're just going to do a little bit right now. So I'm going to start with the contouring stick. Okay, so this is super easy to use. Now, these are discontinued, but I still have quite a few left. So if you're a consultant watching this and you have a customer who's interested, let me know, because I do have a few left. I don't have a ton, but I'm hoping Mary Kay comes out with more of them. So this is the Mary Kay at Play Contouring Stick Sculpt 1. So this is Sculpt 1. The darker one is Sculpt 2. So you can kind of see it's like a hazelnutty kind of color. So it's similar to the hazelnut eyeshadow that I have in my Perfect palette, which is this one right here. Okay, so I'm just going to take this and like do quick little dashes from the top of my ear. Now this is from my face shape. So from the top of my ear down towards the corner of my mouth, but I'm not going to go that far. I'm just going to kind of keep it all in here. So I'm just going to do a couple quick little dashes, right? And then I'm going to do the other side from the top of my ear towards the corner of my mouth, right? And then kind of looks weird, doesn't it? Especially because I'm backwards. And then I'm going to just do a couple underneath my jawline, like right on my jawline here. And that's going to make my face look narrower, and it's going to make any of this look firmer, right? And then I'm just going to do like, it's kind of like a 3 or an E, depending on what side of your face you're on, right? You're going to go like this and then like this. And then I'm going to do the other side. Right? Just a couple little dashes around my hairline and then down underneath, right? And then I'm just going to do a little bit on the sides of my nose, very, very lightly. And then just a little bit across the tip of my nose, round it off a little bit. Okay, so that's where I'm going to put my contour. Now, of course, if I had my contour powder, I would use that, but I don't have that with me. So I can either blend this with our blending sponge, right? Which we have the blending sponge, which ours is amazing, but you want to use it damp. And I don't have anything to dampen it with right here with me. But you can also use our blending brush, which looks like a sponge, but it's not, because it is actually bristles, right? So mine's got a lot of foundation on it right now because I've been traveling for a week. And I don't have my really good brush cleaner with me. So I'm just going to use the powder brush right now. You can also use the mineral powder foundation brush. That works really well too. And of course you can use your fingers, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to use our Perfect Palette powder brush to just blend that a little bit. So I'm just going to blend that in. It works really, really well. I'm just doing like little smudges, right? And then I'm going to smudge the other side. And then I'm going to smudge under here. And you'll see we're going to blend everything together afterwards too with my blush as well. Okay, so I'm just going to blend this in. Just quick little strokes. You always want to blend that down a little bit, right? So I'm just blending it in and then I'm going to blend it down. I don't want to blend it up onto my face because that'll look really funny, right? So we're just going to blend that down. We want it to look natural. And then we're just going to blend like the extra little sections that I put little dash marks on, right? And it's the same when you're using the powder, or if you're using cream to powder, or if you're using the mineral powder foundation or the mineral press powders. It's really the same idea regardless of which product you use. All right, I'm just going to blend that a little bit into my hairline. It's just going to give me more of a shape, right? Into the hollows of your cheeks. And you've probably seen people go, and that's basically the hollow of your cheek. So it's right underneath. You can feel where your cheekbone is. You're going right underneath that, right? To create like that hollow. And then I'm going to take the contouring, the Mary Kay at Play stick, which is rose gold. And this is for any skin color, okay? So any skin tone can use the rose gold Mary Kay at Play stick, highlighting stick. Okay, so this is a rose gold color, really, really pretty. And this is for any skin tone. Of course, you can also use the glazed or honey glow. This one is glazed in my palette for more fair skin, like ivory and light beige. And then if you get into like really darker beiges and bronze, you want to use the honey glow. All right, so but I'm going to just show you with the two sticks. And oh, I just realized I didn't do my nose real well. So I'm just going to blend that in too. Blend down the sides of your nose. You're not going to blend onto the top of it. You're just going to blend down the sides of your nose with the contour. Sorry about that. I'm not using a real mirror. I'm just using the camera on my computer right now. Okay, so now I'm going to take the highlight, and I'm just going to go at the very top of my cheekbones, but starting like right at the center of my pupil, right? So I'm just going to go a couple little dashes there, and on the other side. And then I'm just going to go kind of up over my eyebrow, onto my temples, and maybe a little bit down the center of my nose, but not all the way down, right? And then you can kind of do a little bit up here. If you have a larger forehead, you want to do just a little bit right in here. If you have a smaller forehead like I do, you can go up a little bit higher. And then I'm just going to do a little bit down here, basically where the sun was going to hit. And then right in the tip of my Cupid's bow right here, right? So that's with the highlighting stick. And then I'm just going to take my, that same brush, I'm just going to blend that a little bit, just very, very little, and blend that up in here. Blend it a little bit above my Cupid's bow, and then down here, right? And then I'm going to add my blush. So I'm going to take my cheek brush, Mary Kay cheek brush, and this is so cool because it has this thumbprint here. And what you do if you want to use this for contouring is you're just going to take it right where that thumbprint is. You're going to smush it with your thumb. And then you can just take it and contour like this. And then you can take it and highlight with the short bristles. There's like shorter bristles here and then longer bristles. So I'll show you how to do that in a second, but I'm going to first use it for my blush with the tip of it. So I'm just going to take it and dip it into my blush a little bit. And I'm just going to put that right on my cheekbone. Hard to tell how much I'm actually using because I look super pale in this lighting. And then so you can see where that goes kind of in the middle of the highlight and the contour. So now I'll do the other side, and I'm just using the center of the brush, right? So I'm just going to go in the center of the brush and the center between the highlight and the contour. And you can kind of go up a little bit to create a little bit more interest there. All right. And then if I were to use this for highlighting and contour, for highlighting, I would take the short bristles of the brush and I would dip that into my highlight right here. And then I could just kind of go real quick, like on the top here. And I get more of that highlight. See that glow? So pretty. And then I'm going to take my powder brush, my all over powder brush, this big giant powder brush. And I'm just going to blend it very gently. Very gently. And you don't want to blend too much, otherwise you're going to blend it all together, and then what's the point of highlighting and contouring? There you go. So I hope you enjoyed this little quick tutorial. I'll just give you a quick little rundown of what the prices are, and I'm just going to fluff my hair a little bit. Not quite sure what it looks like. There we go. Been out in the wind all day, touring University of Oklahoma. So there we go. A little bit better there. I have no idea what I'm doing here. Let's see. Okay, there we go. All right. So now I'll just give you a couple quick rundowns on prices. These highlighting and contouring sticks come in Sculpt 1 or Sculpt 2 and the rose gold highlighter. These, I believe, are $14 a piece. I believe these are $14 a piece, okay? And then we also have our blending sponge, which is $12. Our powder brush, I believe, is $14 or $16. I can't remember off the top of my head. Our cheek brush is $14, and our Perfect Palette powder brush is $4, and our Perfect Palette is $18 unfilled. So $18 empty, but then you can fill it with whatever you like. You can fill it with anything you want. I didn't show you about our Perfecting Concealers, but you can use the Perfecting Concealer under your eyes. You can combine it with the under eye corrector if you want. You can use that up here if you want. Really everywhere we use the highlighter, so you can use that. And then the actual highlighting contour powders and the blush are all, so this blush, the highlighter, and the contour that's the same size, they're all $14 a piece, okay? And then we always finish off with our finishing spray. So this is the Skindinavia makeup finishing spray. So we're just gonna do a quick spritz, just an X and a plus, and this is 18, okay? This is 18 for this big bottle, okay? And just a quick spritz, and it's gonna keep everything in place, and you're gonna set it and forget it. So I hope you enjoyed this quick little tutorial, and I hope you have a great night, and I'd love to know what you think. All right, have a great night, everyone.